I thought I'd launch this lash brand with adhesives, but I was wrong. And that's a good thing because you can always pivot, and I want you to learn from my mistakes as well. Now, I want to walk you through my early plans where I decided to start off with selling glue, some adhesives for the lash business. Now, the reason why I did that, and this is something you may want to think about as well, you can only make so much money with your time. And there's got to be a way for you to actually scale it if you want to do larger things, if you want to have a bigger business, or maybe that's not you. Maybe you're fine with having 2 or 3 clients a day, but you also got to think about, what happens if the days you're not, you're not there? What if you're sick, or if you want to go on vacation? You're not going to get paid if you're not doing the services. So you have to think beyond that, and that's where upselling, retailing, like retail products, having things you can also offer to your clients, not just the service itself. But the best thing that I love about services, and this is why I've always been in the business, is that it's repeatable. So you do a good job, you get somebody into your lash bed, and then you can go ahead and send them back for another appointment, and then you can upsell aftercare kits, what other products you want to offer to them. Now, that's one of the good things about the business here. And also, you don't have to have tons and tons of clients. If you book yourself up where you're doing 2 or 3 a day, if that's your option, if you want to do more, again, this is all based on, I've spoke to a few other lash artists, and some say that, they get burned out if they're doing 3 or 4 a day. And then if they're not scheduling themselves correctly, if they're doing like the fulls all day instead of like fills, that could be a daunting day as well. So you got to think about these things. And for myself, I always thought, okay, I'm not a lash tech. I'm a brand builder. I'm a supplier. I want to be the person that you go to learn how to start this business, because that's something I like. And then I want to get people into the salon here, sell them my products, sell them my services, because that's what I like. That's what I enjoy doing. And I actually been doing a lot of studying and watching tons of YouTube videos and Instagram feeds. And man, there's a lot in here that I know that I could definitely help out with. And that's what I'm excited about. And that's what I want to share. So originally, the original plan was on my early stages was to launch with 3 different glues, because I wanted Stay Set to be the glue brand, like the biggest glue brand out there. There's quite a few out there. And there's one thing I think is very interesting is in this business, a lot of the companies have their own brands, and that's great, but I don't see them pushing as much because now they're more concentrating on getting the services being booked versus then them selling their products or services. But so what I wanted to do, I had 3 different brands that I actually sourced out a few different products here. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I got here. Let's go ahead and change the view. So I picked up a few of these here, and this is what I'm using this. That's the purpose of this place here, is for me to actually, let me go ahead and move this down here so you can see a little bit better. So my idea originally was to have this lash studio here and make it my research and development facility. So I can have lash techs come in, try these products. We can take a look here. We have something like this is my brand that I was going to label Velocity. This is one of the ones that I'm using here. That's a very quick dry. Then you have this one here, which is the brand name Serene that I was going with, which is, it's going to be like allergy. This is for people with sensitive eyes. And then we have ONYX. This is my baby right here. I love ONYX. This is the main go-to one. It's got, it's not super fast, but it's right there. This is the sweet spot. So I'd say if you're somebody that just, you like being able to control, you don't need to have anything super fast, this is the way to go. And then I would say this is the pro level stuff. This is where if you're just a speed demon and you just want to go through tons and tons. And then for people that this is a kind of like this one here, but this is just more for sensitive eyes. So that's what I started off with. These are the things that I'm doing. I'm looking at launching with was getting the glue adhesives, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to Stay Set to be a big brand like that, but things change. So I'm going to tell you right now what changed that we've done so far. The big thing is the time, focus, and simplicity. I'm all about simplicity. Now with doing something like that, I could actually sell so many different things, so many different products. I could do all that, but I've learned in the past that, simple is better. If I could focus on just having, something that was like, what's the first move? What is the one product you want to sell that's, again, repeatable, something that they would come back over and over for. So with what I was building, the initial goal and idea was, okay, here's the lash studio. I'm going to teach people how to build their own lash studio, how to get clients, how to book themselves solid, and I want to provide them pro-level tools like the glues. And I know that would be something good for me, because now if I were to have, these lash techs come in constantly using this place for their models and getting demonstrations using the glue to find out what works for them, what formula doesn't, and then I can just keep on getting better and better at it. Because you'll notice that people that sell products, a lot of times they just have a product and they sell it to you, but do you know how much research and development has gone behind it? So So my thing is I want to do it in public and show you. Okay, we have Tina came in today. Tina is actually working on a client and she tried this glue here. These are just examples giving you like scenarios. And she liked the way that the velocity or the bottle number 1 worked. And she was like, okay, this is great. I like it. This is what I'll use. And now she becomes a customer. So I know that, every month she's going to be a repeatable customer for me because I'm giving her education, showing her how to start her own studio and then also how to, have a pro level retail spot to sell these things. So again, that's where my mindset is. The next thing is what changed. Again, I talked about the time, focus, and simplicity. Well, now that I have 3 different products, it's like, okay, that's 3 different SKUs I have to worry about. 3 different sizes. You got, 5 milliliter, and then you have 10 milliliter. So now I got 2 different bottles. That's 2 different SKUs. The minimum order quantity. Getting this done, it's eventually going to get there. But when I start off, I want to go ahead and just think about, I don't have to do all this at once. And that's what I was doing. So my idea was, okay, what's the best thing to do first? What's one of the main things so again, these are my product lines that I wanted to do. I wanted, Stay Set to be known for, Stay Set Beauty is for lash artists, for solo lash artists, and for people that want to have nice, beautiful, juicy lashes. And that made me think of, okay, the adhesive space is competitive and it's not bad. This is where I want to be. I'm not afraid of the competition. Actually, I like it. I definitely know that's something that makes me want to create more content, give people more knowledge, and let them see why this is pro level stuff they want to have. But I also decided that I wanted to have a studio friendly upsell, something that would help Tina, whoever. So when they're in their studio and they're talking to their clients, they can say, hey, you know what, we have an appointment coming up, but also in the meantime, I have this lash cleansing kit, this lash bath, this foaming cleanser, or this lash serum. These are the things that you can upsell, and that's what I wanted to teach you to show. So like even if a client you're not working that day, you're on vacation, whatever, they can still buy your products, and so you're making money even if they're not there. So these are the things I want you to think about. So what changed is the serum is what I want to do now. The reason why is because the lash serum is going to be something that I want to offer to the lash techs, the solo lash techs like yourself, to say, okay, I want to upsell them. What am I going to upsell? What's the aftercare kit? And a lash growth serum is definitely something that I know they could use, and also it's broad for the general population. So it's not something that you have to be a lash tech in order to use it. Meaning, like, if I'm selling glue, well, my audience is lash tech, because not too many people outside would just say, okay, I need to buy lash adhesive. So it's for a special niche, which is great, which is definitely what I want to focus on. But starting off, I want to get some income coming in. I wanted to get the ball rolling, and I felt like, okay, lash serum, that could work both for the general population and for solo artists, because both of them need it. It's something that can sell. So that's where I'm moving towards. And the brand name, again, I have some names and ideas coming up over here, but the lash adhesive is definitely coming. I'm looking at my notes here. So that's going to be coming later, but the goal is just to learn this in real time with you, show you how I'm doing it, and hopefully get you on board and see that this is something you might want to do for yourself. Or if you don't want to get into that, then you decide, okay, James has done a lot of research and development on the different products he uses. His packaging is nice. It's going to look great in my studio. I know as an aftercare kit, I can push this product to them. So I know I'm going to be offering like wholesale and things like that for solo lash artists, so they can put it in their own salons and sell it. But for the general population, it'll be retail price and things like that. So that's what I want to do. Again, what this means is you don't have to do it all at once, but the product first business is something that's simple, calm, easy, what I can do. And you see, I'm very laid back. I like to just chill and I make content to talk about things because I want you to see that you don't have to be all glamorous and all fancy. I mean, it could be really simple. And that's me personally. That's my brand. That's my vibe. And that's kind of what I want to show you. So don't think that you always have to be the most glamorous, most up, like, you don't have to do that because you are who you are. If, for instance, sometimes I wear nice clothes, but majority of the time, 99% of the times, it's shorts and a t-shirt. But I do like to, dress up when I need to. Well, I do when occasion comes up. But there's some people that just love to wear nice outfits constant, 24/7, because that's what, makes them feel good. For me, it's comfort and, being just at ease with what I'm wearing and not thinking about it. Wearing all black all the time is pretty simple. That's, again, this is where we're diving off to another subject here, but that's what I wanted to mention with you, is where I'm at right now, why I decided to not do the glues immediately. It's still going to be in the back burner. I'm still going to get some development, product, and research for people to start, the lash techs coming in here to start using it, tell me what they like and what they don't like, and then from that point, we can go ahead and finalize the branding, the look, and which actual formula they love, that they prefer. Go ahead and take a look in the bottom in the description here. There's some stuff in here that I always give you free gifts. So right now I know we have the Solo Studio Stack. You can see what I'm using inside the studio. That's free for you to take a look at. But in the meantime, good luck out there. Start your business. Get the mindset that, what else can I offer besides my services and the chair? That's what we need to start worrying about. All right. See you in the next video.